I have done in my life was tour with the Clinch Mountain Clan some years ago. And this lady looked after me one night when I got very sick. And she's a dear lady. Would you welcome Wilma Lee Cooper?
I'm a living on the mountain, honey, babe. I'm a living on the mountain, baby mine. I'm a living on the mountain, and I'm drinking from the fountain. I'm living on the mountain, honey, babe. Oh, that road run dry, honey, babe. Found won't run dry, baby mine. Well, the found won't run dry, 'cause it's coming from on high. Oh, the found won't run dry, honey, babe. Built my home way up high, honey, babe. Built my home way up high, baby mine. Built my home way up high where there's bountiful supply. Built my home way up high, honey, babe. Won't you build your home with me, honey, babe? Won't you build your home with me, baby mine? Won't you build your home with me? From your worries you'll be free. Won't you build your home with me, honey, babe? Two angels. Well, there's honey in the rock, honey, babe. Well, there's honey in the rock, baby mine. Well, there's honey in the rock, enough to feed the flock. Well, there's honey in the rock, honey,
Wilma Lee, you just pounded that banjo to death.
Oh, yeah, I flowed away on it.
That looks like a very old banjo.
It is. It's about like me.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, well, it is. It's about as old as I am. It's really old.
Well, I'm not going to ask you how old that is.
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
I didn't figure you would. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
All right. Have you got some horses or mules?
Well, down where I moved, there's horses, 8 of them.
Do you ever feed them?
Well, it's not my job to feed them, but I have been lately.
Well, I just heard a story that you've got this bus and that the horses ate the paint off of it, and I thought maybe is that right?
I had 3,000 miles on it, yes.
On the horse or the bus?
No, on the bus. And they come in, they came through the fence, and they come up there, and they ate all the gray paint off on the front. Then they went to the sides, and there's teeth marks where they just took the paint out on the sides. They're still working on it, trying to fix it for me.
Don't they ever feed the horses down there?
Well, they supposed to eat grass.
Instead of bus paint.
That's right.
You were the reason I mentioned mules, I didn't know whether it was mules or horses. You were the Grand Marshal of the Mule Day Parade, weren't you?
Down in Columbia, Tennessee this year, right. That was quite an experience,
Do you
Ralph.
call it Grand Marshal or Grand Marshalless?
They call me a Grand Marshal.
Okay.
And,
I didn't know whether there was a feminine term for that or not.
I had an awful experience down there with the horse that was pulling the buggy that Mr. Ledbetter and I was riding in.
Mm-hmm.
And the horse was wild and scared to death, and he was down on his knees, and me and this old gentleman sitting up there in this buggy, and he was down on his hunkers, and he was trying to get out of there, and I've never been so scared in all my life. That's one time I sat there and prayed for safety. I asked the Lord to look after me there.
Well, apparently the Lord did, but
Yes,
you
he did. The man holding that mule or that horse, he just couldn't hold him. The horse bit him on the shoulders. And so the old gentleman said to the man, he said, can't you hold him? And the man said, well, can't you put your foot on the brake? And Mr. Ledbetter said, I've got my foot on the brake. But he said, I can't hold this horse. I said, I'm getting out. That's right, I was.
The horses apparently apparently you've got a problem if
They don't like me.
they eat the paint off your bus and won't pull your buggy. There is something definitely wrong.
You better believe it.
We're going to take a little break here, and then we're going to let Cousin Minnie Pearl come out here and steal a few jokes. We'll be right back.
Nashville Now has more live